So this CCT video is about the very last component right before you begin to put together your presentation, called Planning My Presentation. And this is due on May 24th. And really, we've done a lot of it, as I said in the last video, but you also need to plan your game component or your interactive component so that we meet that requirement, because we are trying to link with right to play. So we want to teach about our topic, but we want people to have a good time and be educated at the same time about this. So May 24th, make sure that we put this in our calendar. And if you flip to the next part of your CCT package here, it's the very last piece, and you can enter in May 24th here. Complete the chart below with success criteria from class and your specific ideas for planning a great presentation. So we've already had a conversation about what an effective poster board looks like. So we've looked at different examples today, and we looked at what was ineffective, what worked, using your space appropriately and the focus and making sure that there's a title and that it's nice and neat. So all of those different qualifiers, we put them on a separate sheet, but you could also put them here too. So what we're left with is really planning this right side and thinking about an effective game. And you'll need to come back to this after you've done your other steps, because you don't really know a lot about your topic until you've completed your research. So for an effective game, you want something really that is going to get people's attention and keep their attention. So we don't want it to last too long, and we want it to be fun, obviously, but it also has to be educational, so that people walk away from that day feeling like they've learned something that maybe they didn't know about before, because everybody's doing different topics and things that interest them, and everybody's connection to the geography piece is different than everybody else's. So when we're talking about a game, you can make up your own type of game, like one that actually doesn't exist. One of the examples that you saw today was of a Jeopardy game. I'd say that doesn't take a real lot of creativity, and if everybody does a Jeopardy game, people are going to get bored. So some of the examples of things that I've seen previously, some people did like a little simulation where they gave everybody who came to visit their project a role, and they taught them through a game type of simulation like that. So it played out, and you had to do some problem solving and make choices and things like that. And that's a good idea. Somebody else had some kind of a wheel where you'd spin it and you'd answer questions. Again, if it has lots of color, it's short, it's educational, it's going to keep people's attention. So you need to think deeply about what you're going to do, and we're sort of reserving that centerpiece of your poster board for exactly that. If you don't want to put your game right onto the poster board, you can put it along the bottom part too, like in front of your poster board presentation, whatever you like. So once you've got a handle on this, you're going to fill in here what your game will be, and then you really need to think through the materials that you need. Some people brought in cookies last year. They're handing out little prizes for people who won, all sorts of stuff like that. Some people they needed water for whatever demonstration they were trying to do. Some people had candies, like there was many things. So you need to think through exactly what the materials are that you're going to need so that you can gather them up and be ready to go. And again, how will I keep people interested in how will I get people interested in my project, and how am I going to keep people interested in my project and reading about my research? So really think about what we learned today about appropriate poster board presentations, and if you were walking by, what kinds of things would you want to see in order to learn somebody's material very quickly? So check yourself at the bottom once you've done this. I can plan a presentation to communicate effectively to grade 9 students about a topic in geography. So remember, that's primarily your audience. I obviously have to mark your poster board presentation, but really you are making your game and your information to educate people your own age. So really keep that in mind when you are creating your video.